Oh, come on, let's be having you. How's it going, everybody? It's the Flying Pig here on Flying Pig United with another cheeky little Manchester United news video for you. How are we all doing today? Sorry I'm late, guys. Seems to be a common theme, but genuinely had to sort out the computer. It started to have a bloody double daymare on me just as I was about to go live. And so I had to restart and just sort of set a couple of things up again. So sorry about that. But here I am with the news. Thank you everyone who's getting in here and getting involved. Let me give a few shout outs to the peeps in the stream. Kayam, how you doing today, bud? Ted Zavala, Jonathan Gallagher, Scraps Lewis, Little Big Man, Your Absolution, and every other legend that's in here. Thanks for joining us. If you're watching this stream up on, or watching this video back later, do get involved in the comment section down below. Also, smash a thumbs up on the video at the start of the stream if you haven't done so. Get involved in the comments as well. It's a fully interactive show. We're going to be dipping in and out of the comment section throughout as we go along. So whatever we're talking about, whatever we are covering in the video today, do get your thoughts and opinions in, and let's be having you. So thanks for joining us, everybody. By the way, we've got a few things to get into. It's a bit of a slow news day. You know, there's not too much going on, but we have got more information on some contract negotiations, some contract talks, and you know, there's a few big players right now that are sort of, you know, definitely in contract negotiations with the club. We've talked about Paul Pogba at length. We've talked about Jesse Lingard. And Bruno Fernandes, of course, the Portuguese Magnifico. We've got some information in regard to the sort of contract that is being discussed and proposed for Bruno Fernandes. So, you know, in regards to his worth and what he brings to the team, I think he should be on quite a significant whack at Manchester United. If you look at what some of the other players are paid around him, there's players there that are nowhere near as good as him that are paid a lot more than him currently. So rumour has it, not necessarily a rumour, but it's understood that he's on an offer which a current pay which is very, very low. Very low indeed. Was it 70,000, something like that? He's not on a huge amount of money. It's like a ridiculously low figure for a player of Bruno Fernandes' qualities. If it's not that, then I'm wrong. It's something else that's ridiculously low. So he needs a big contract improvement based on how bloody awesome he is at the club. In my opinion, you know, he's got to get in excess of 200,000. He's got to be paid significantly more than players like Jadon Sancho. Jadon Sancho's just come in. He's only 21. Bruno's, you know, what, 26, 27. He's you know, much more developed. He's much more important for the team. He's just a bigger name, bigger profile, huge player for Man United in the Premier League. So, I mean, what do you think he should get paid per week, guys? I'll just ask you that question right now. I mean, what do you think he should get paid? Let's bear in mind Ronaldo is supposed to be on about 400 odd K a week. Pogba is supposed to want to get about 400 and is somewhere in the region of 300 or 350 a week right now. I mean, he's got to be getting 250k a week, in my opinion. If you look at how much money we spend on other players, you got people like Jay Lings on over 100k a week. Phil fucking No Bones Jones is getting paid more than Bruno currently. Phil No Bones fucking Jones is on 6 figures a week at Manchester United. So how can you justify paying Bruno anything less than a shitload more than Phil Jones? But anyway, he is in the position where his contract, yes, okay, he's a huge player for the club, but because he was on such a low fee, it's not like you can just say, yeah, I'm Bruno Fernandes, the Billy Big Bollocks now. You've got to pay me like the best player in this squad. I don't think he's quite there yet. He still needs to, you know, he still needs to continue in this vein that he's shown, really, to be that sort of, that huge of a player for us, really. I mean, I still think he probably is our most important player, really, in terms of, like, being the catalyst and making things happen. You look at what he's done since he's been here, he has been our best player over that time. So he, in a way, is our most important player, but obviously he doesn't have the other it factors that some of the players that are paid maybe higher than him in the squad have, such as Cristiano Ronaldo. I mean, he's just his own entity. So forget his wages or his football wages, it's other aspects of it. Paul Pogba's another player as well that brings something else to the table, so you can't really compare him to the stature of Paul Pogba, you know, World Cup winner, he's been in longer as well at the club, etc. So, you know, I'm not saying that Bruno Fernandes needs to get paid 400,000 a week, 300,000 a week, no, but I think 250,000 a week is the magic number, baby. Hey, Fozzie Aussie, how you doing? He says 200 to 250k a week. Shazan Ahmed says 250k. Jonathan Gallagher thinks 300k a week is worth it. Suman Roy Chowdhury says 300k deserved. Yeah, I mean, listen, I'd be happy to pay the guy a huge amount. It's not my money. In fact, I'd rather it go to somebody nice like Bruno Fernandes than some Glazer shithouse. So I definitely would be keen on paying him what he's worth. And I think somewhere in that region, I mean, I don't see him being offered 300k a week, I'll be honest. I just don't see that happening. I don't even see him necessarily asking, him and his agent asking for that amount of money, to be fair. But I do think that you've got to pay him, you know, more You've got to pay him more than players like Sancho and and Rashford and Martial. You've got to play a little bit more than those guys. And bear in mind, Martial's on a couple 100k a week. Rashford, what's he on? I think he's on a couple 220 a week or something, isn't he? So you've got to pay him a little bit more than those guys, in my opinion. He's a more senior player of the squad. He's a little bit better in terms of quality and actual input in the squad. So he's got to be paid a little bit more than those guys, but a little bit less than Pogba and Ronaldo, in my opinion. 250 says Eddie Absolumon. Jay Linners, what's going on? He says, come on, United. How you doing there, Jay Linners? Gungshi says 269k. Get in there, 69 dudes. Jazzman, how you doing, buddy? Says peak to 50k this year. Yes, guys, well, we're on our way. We're almost at 45,000 subscribers. So if it's your first time here, do us a big favour. Show your support for the stream by smashing the like on it, first of all. That will boost us up there on the algo. Also, give it a cheeky little subscribe if you're new. Get involved. Yeah, that's right. Climb aboard the Bacon Express. Hang on to your seats, though, baby, because this one's going to be a screamer. Anyway, so fire up. I could do with 269k a week. Yeah, that's a huge amount of money, but he deserves it, to be fair. You know, the current market prices of players, how much they're paid. Bruno Fernandes' input to Manchester United is massive. He definitely deserves to be paid a lot of money, in my opinion. Tewo Alamayaya, hello there, dude. He says 300k more than deserving. He bought back the X Factor before CR7 returned. Very true, very true. You're so right. The moment he came in, like a duck to water, really, doing absolute bits for United from the off. Challenging for the best player of the league. You know, literally he's done that. Since he's been here, people have talked about, oh, who's the best player in the league? Is it De Bruyne? Is it, I don't know, Son or whatever? I'm just saying examples of really good players. And Bruno's right up there in that conversation, in my opinion. And in my opinion, he's just as good as Kevin De Bruyne. Look at the stats. The stats don't lie from last season, his impact. And, people say, oh, he's a penalty merchant and all this jobby. That's just nonsense. Look at what he's done already this season. I mean, he got a hat-trick on the opening day of the season, guys. So, and that wasn't a penalty in it at all. So he's definitely a quality player. He's a catalyst for Manchester United. What he's done for this squad is huge. And he has, you're right, he has brought a lot of that belief back before Ronaldo got here, and also maybe just had a little hand in helping Ronaldo come here as well. We know Agent Bruno with his little suitcase and stuff, you know what I mean? So there is a chance that just a little tiny factor there as well that brought Ronaldo back. So I've got a lot of love for Bruno Fernandes. I mean, before Ronaldo came back, I've said clearly many times, Bruno's my favourite player at the club. I love his mentality. I love his personality on and off the pitch. I just love everything about him. I think he's exactly what we need, a Manchester United player. Now Ronaldo's coming, obviously he's the GOAT, and he was my favourite player when he was here the first time. So he's my favourite player again. But Bruno is still such a huge, massive key player for this club. We have to sign him up to a long-term deal. I would love it if we just signed him up to a 5-year, 6-year contract even. Just commit his whole damn future to the club. He's 27 now. I think he's only recently turned 27. Could be wrong on that one, but he's 27. So what? 5-year contract until he's 32. Bish, bash, bosh. Close to 300 grand a week. Somewhere between 250, 300k a week, maybe 250-ish k a week. Get him signed up, decent bonuses. Maybe he in all honesty, he's coming to that period of his career where he's 27. This is his big contract time now. So, maybe he is going to hold out for a bit more money. Maybe they do want 300k a week. He is worth it, guys. He's literally worth it. I mean, he's the Portuguese L'Oreal. He's just so worth it, this guy. I can't begin to praise him enough, really. He's just been so sensational since he's come here. Kind of like that Cantona effect in the 90s where you got a catalyst. Okay, it's not like he's been a catalyst for us going to win a lot of things, but he's definitely been a catalyst for bringing back some of that great play and consistency. And we did finish third and second, and Bruno's been a big part of that. And now we've actually got the players to challenge. We might just go and do that. Thank you, Eddie O2. He says, like and share, guys. Yes, if you're on Twitter or social media or somewhere, you can give it a share out there if you want. Even TikTok or somewhere ridiculous like that. You could give it a share, I suppose. You could. But anyway, yeah, thank you for that, Eddie. Give it a share out there if you want. I'd appreciate that. And smash your thumbs up on it. The big guy, I don't know about a word in his ear, more like a cry for help at United, says the big guy. What are you talking about? Fun fact, son is a United fan, says Fozzie Ozzy. He's a player I'd actually like to see at United, not going to lie. Not going to lie. So anyway, right, this is the deal, right, guys? So Manchester United, This is what it's understood. Reports coming out that Bruno Fernandes is set to sign a new 5-year contract at Manchester United worth more than £250,000 a week. That's sort of all the information we've got right now on it. But yeah, I mean, he shouldn't be paid any less than that. As I say, there's players like Rashi, Martial, that are paid huge amounts of money. He's got to be paid, if anything, more than those guys because of his seniority in the squad and also his quality, his world-class quality, and his actual place in the squad, his impact in the squad is you know, what he brings to the squad is more than anyone, pretty much, just about. So anyway, if you actually look at what he's done as well, here's some of the statistics for Bruno Fernandes right now. He is one of Manchester United's most valuable players, whichever way you look at it. We might have got him for 56 million with some bonuses or whatever it was, a ridiculously cheap deal at the time. But if Bruno was to be sold to, I don't know, Real Madrid, Barcelona, one of these big clubs, man, you're talking about a £100 million player here. He's a hugely valuable player for us because of the amount of goals and assists that he brings to the team. Simple as that. The stats don't lie. He's that good. He creates, he marshals, and he's just got brilliant technique, brilliant quality when it comes to vision, crossing. I like him because he takes chances as well. You might see him play a few stray passes in a game. You know, last game's a good example of that, actually. He didn't have a great game, did he, actually, in my opinion, to be fair, against West Ham, Bruno. But you know what he did do? There was one moment for Ronaldo's goal where he's got his head up, he sees that pass, it's the Portuguese magnific duo connection, and he puts in that brilliant pass to Ronaldo for the goal. And that's what he can do. And he's got that vision, he's got that execution at any given moment. So definitely a quality player. He got 44 goals in 85 games for Manchester United so far, signed in January 2020. So, you know, it feels to me like he's been here a lot longer than he has, really, owing to the sort of amount of goals and the impact and all the memories that he's created while we've been watching him play for United. Like, he's done a lot in the time that he's been here, to be fair, Bruno Fernandes. Like, it doesn't feel like he's only been here since January 2020. In fact, it just feels crazy that it's only been, what, just over 18 months since Bruno's been here, and the impact that he's had in the club is big. It's big, man. Yeah, you're right, Ted Zavala. Bruno is a leader. Spot on with that one. Hey, how you doing there, Kayam, as well? Berber, thank you very much for putting a link to the channel membership in there. Get in there, you handsome bastard. Yeah, Bruno is a leader. We've actually all of a sudden gone from having a bit of a melty, shaky set of leaders at the club, really. People like, you know, Davide, a bit of a leader, but is he really all that good of a leader? You know, let's be honest, now not the most vocal, yada, 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 all the rest of it. Maguire, a bit of a human slab, not that consistent himself, makes some errors. I mean, he is consistent, actually, but he does make some errors sometimes. Leadership may be in question as well, to the level that we need, anyway. Still a good leader, I think, Maguire, definitely a good leader, but to the level that we need, I don't know. But we've gone from all of a sudden having a couple of okay leaders to actual proper winners and leaders in there. You've got people like Edinson Cavani, you know, who you saw him on the pitch last season. He's constantly determined to try and score those goals. If there's a missed chance, he's rallying the troops. You've got players like Cristiano Ronaldo, who's just the ultimate leader. He will drag your team forward from a bad position and get you a win. Bruno Fernandes is that type of player as well. So we've got a few good leaders in the side now. And that's only going to help us win. Rafael Varane's another player, another leader that we've added to the pack there. He will do those bits for us too. Yes, absolutely. Big God Bob, Bruno should get number 69 on his shirt. That would be epic, says Kung Shi. Where's Big God Bob's comment? I'm trying to see this. Big God Bob, where are you? Let's be having you. He says Gungshi 269k. I'm missing, I don't know what I'm missing here. But anyway, Big Chungus for the £2 super chat. Thank you so much, bud, for getting in here with your £2 super chat of love. No message to go with it. Simply super chat goodness. Get in there. Let's get those super chat emojis in there. Thank you very much, Big Chungus. Appreciate you, man. You have subscribed. Well done then, Jason Rike, mate. You're a Don. You've done the right thing, Jason. Welcome aboard the Bacon Express. Yeah, what we do on this channel, we give you the latest updates on Manchester United, all the latest goings on. No bullshit. Just the latest stuff. No clickbait guff. Just what's actually happening at the football club right now. And also, we're doing a lot of FIFA soon. So we've got the new FIFA 22's coming out. Tomorrow, we will be smashing it up on FIFA 22, guys. About 5:30 p.m, we're going to get going for that. Then Manchester United game is on at about 7:45, isn't it? We're going to get going for that 20 or 30 minutes before the game. And then we'll be back on FIFA in the evening. And then the day after that, on Thursday, we're going to be coming in raw with Manchester United career mode. So that is the plan for the next couple of days anyway. Rush Mano, how you doing there, buddy? Says we've got 37 likes on the stream. You what? Hey, we can do better than that. Smash the thumbs up button if you're just joining us. No, that's cool. Anyway, thank you very much, Rush Mano. Okay. Goat Naldo 7, good to see you, bro. He says, if Bruno asked for 500k a week, I'd make it 600k. I like your style, Goat Naldo 7, I do. He does deserve a lot of praise. He does deserve what he gets at the club, I think. You look at his value that he's added. He's one of the most important players at the club, no doubt about it, if not the most important. But, listen, at this moment in time, guys, he has not put pen to paper on a new contract. So, as I said, there's a few players right now that are close to signing a new contract at Manchester United. We'll talk about Pogba in a moment. We'll talk about Lingard in a moment. But right now we're talking about Bruno Fernandes. He could sign a new contract imminently. It could be in the next coming days. It could be maybe a little situation where he knows his worth. And now it's the time in his career. If he is going to sign a 5-year contract, if he's one of the best players in the world, he wants to be played like one of the best players in the world. So I'm thinking maybe that's why you're just seeing Bruno Fernandes, this contract situation, not get wrapped up immediately as soon as we thought maybe it would. Because he obviously loves the club. He's super happy here. He wants to play his football here. But he's 27. If he's going to sign a 5-year contract, and that's the prime of his career up until he's 32, then he should be paid. You know what? The more I think about it, you know how I said, like, he should be paid somewhere over 250 to 300k a week? That's what I said earlier. I changed my mind. I think he should be paid at least 300k a week. I'm going to be honest. I think he's worth it, guys. And he's 27. He's one of the best players in the world. We want him to be happy. We want him to commit his future to Manchester United for 5 years, the prime of his career. This is going to be the biggest contract he ever gets, more than likely, whichever club he ends up at or what. So we've got to pay the lad. He deserves it. Bruno Fernandes is good enough. He's good enough to be one of the best players in the league statistically since he's been here. So I would pay the guy 300k a week and the rest, to be honest. What would you guys pay Bruno Fernandes, guys? Honestly, let's be real. What does he bring to Manchester United? What is he worth? How much would you pay him a week? I'd pay him 300k a week all day now. I've convinced myself that he's worth more. He's worth more. He's definitely worth more than 250k a week, 100%. Sujan Sharma says, Pogba or Bruno, keep only one, your choice. Bruno Fernandes, that was easy, wasn't it? It's not even close. Pogba's a really great world-class player, but consistency-wise, compared to Bruno, he's second best for sure. And Bruno just is more of a leader as well. It's not even close, really, to me, guys. If I could keep only one, Bruno or Pogba, Bruno's just a better player for Manchester United, in my opinion. Hey, Gungshi, thank you so much for getting in with a 330 NT super chat, you legend. He says, no clickbait guff. Just 100% raw, sexy piggy goodness. Get in there, the Hamada. Oink, oink. Hey, get in there. Thank you very much for that, Gungshi. I appreciate the hell out of you there. Let's get some Bacon Brigade emojis in there for Gungshi for the super chat. And yes, absolutely, hashtag Hamada, hashtag Gammon Gang. Thank you very much for that, Gungshi. I really appreciate that one, dude. Yeah, you're right. There is none of that crap here. You're a legend, Gungshi. Arctic United says, Phil for Van der Beek, gutted he's not getting a chance. We're going to get onto that in a moment as well, absolutely. Okay, so there are reports coming out, though. Lots of different publications reporting that Fernandes is on the verge of signing a new contract at Manchester United. Of course he is. He loves the club. We're desperate to keep him. It's just about how much money he's going to get paid here, really. And as I said, I think he is worth a lot of money. Gungshi says 369 is the magic number, Pigo. Jonathan says 300. Scoojo wants says 325. Yeah, I think 300 is the magic number, really. You look at what Pogba's paid. You look at what Ronaldo's paid. You look at what Rashford, Martial have paid. It makes sense to have Bruno just third paid highest in the club, in my opinion. And with David De Gea as well. So third or fourth paid highest in the club. That makes sense. There's other aspects that these guys bring to the table, such as their superstar status, Paul Pogba and Ronaldo. So, you can't quibble at that. But definitely, in terms of who's the best player at the club, Bruno deserves to be paid like one of the best players at the club, definitely. Ted Savannah would give Bruno 300k and give him Jones to be his personal butler. He can make a mean cup of tea and a peanut butter sandwich. Oh yeah, he makes a wicked PB&J, does old Phil. What do you think he's still there for? Anyway, hey, thank you very much for this super chat here, Zane. Me, yes, he's rolling around and laughing, mate. Hey, great to see you there, Zane. How you doing? Zane has arrived. Zane, you know what, Zane? You used to come in here, right? And you used to put in like some comments about, I don't know, sometimes you would be mocking Manchester United. I've noticed you've actually stopped doing that, Zane. So fair play to you. And you're just coming in and you're showing, I don't know, sort of super stickers of support with rolling around pairs and stuff, laughing, right? I can only imagine that is towards Arsenal right now. I don't know. But either way, what it is, I appreciate you, supporting the show. I also appreciate you, I don't know, not being able to banter us at the moment. Is that what that is? Is there no level of banter anymore? Because it used to be comments bantering, but I guess you just have to, what's the word? admit defeat when it comes to Arsenal at this moment in time and Manchester United. So, yeah, fair play to you, Zayd, but let's get some watermelon sugar highs and some love hearts in there for Mr. Miyasi. Get in. Big God Bob with a 300 to 350k valuation of Bruno Fernandes. I respect that, Big God Bob. I do, lad. I think that is definitely his worth right now. Listen to Sujan Sharma. He comments and says, Martial's 250k a week, man. He deserves 300k plus precisely. So I did say earlier, players like Rashford, Martial, they should be on less money than Bruno Fernandes. That should be the way it is. If Martial's on 250, I thought he was on 220, but if he's on 250, like you're telling me, which is insane for Martial, really, then yes, Bruno Fernandes should be on 300 to 350k, somewhere like that as well. That would be good. Fire Up says he's laughing at Arsenal. Absolutely. A fair play to Jay Lynn as he says, Pig, you need to get on here more so I don't have to watch Coldbridge all the time. Oh, fair enough. Well, I mean, you don't have to do that anyway, but each their own. But listen, no, I respect that. Well, I'm trying to get on here more, guys. I mean, definitely over the next few days, there's going to be a shitload of content. I mean, it's not going to be as much Manchester United content. I mean, you say get on here as much, but listen, okay, fair enough. I mean, I could just split this, what I'm talking about in this video up into 3 different videos and just have a, Pogba contract or, Van der Beek dropped or, blah, 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 and just do them all different and do a bunch of different ones and clickbait it a little bit more and be more like that. But I just don't really want to do that, guys. I like doing it my style. I like, if we talk about something on this channel, if there is a bit of breaking news and it says breaking or done deal or something, you know that actually is the case. It's not, I'm not, anyway. Yes, okay, you can just pump out a lot of content, but I just would like to keep it a bit more reined in to more focused, if you know what I mean. A bit more focused. Anyway, Big Chungus with a 316 super chat here. Get those hell yeahs in the live chat, please, everybody, because that is a Steve Austin amount of super chat right there. And that's the bottom line, because Biggie Chungus said so. Fair play to Big Chungus, thank you very much. Right, then let's get back into it, guys. Sorry, we got a little bit sidetracked there. Let's get back into the news. Hey there, Kyron Carew. So, Fernandes will, of course, be behind Ronaldo, Pogba, De Gea, probably, in terms of amounts of money that are being paid to players at the club. But, that's fine. In terms of seniority at the club, in terms of their careers, that's absolutely where he should be. But I think 300k is the magic number. I've decided 300k is the magic number for Bruno a week. That's what he should get. Okay, so he's actually started the season really, really well as well this year. Think about the hat-trick on the first day of the season. He's got 4 goals now in the Premier League. No, sorry, 4 goals in the Premier League and 4 appearances. I mean, Bruno started the season pretty well there. Produced a superb assist, of course, for Ronaldo in Tuesday's game at Young Boys, was it? Hang on a sec. Am I getting confused here? Which was the game? Yeah. Which was the pass where Bruno Fernandes passed it in from the left and Ronaldo hit it at the keeper and then passed on the rebound? Was that Young Boys? Was that West Ham? Sorry, guys. Anyway, my memory let me down here once again. Okay, so there is a good chance that he will sign a new contract very soon in the next few days, guys. We'll give you the latest as and when that happens. Hopefully it happens sooner rather than later, but because of the fact that it is Bruno's last contract or the best contract that he'll probably get in his career, it might take a little bit of time, It's not something that a player or an agent or anybody like that's going to rush into. So they're going to try and get the absolute most that they can out of Manchester United, and rightfully so, because as far as a player goes, he's everything that I want in a Manchester United player. He encompasses everything I want. The energy out there on the pitch, he never stops working for the team. His attitude out there, he's a winner, he wants to win, he plays with a smile on his face, but also he plays with a little bit of anger sometimes. And when he's taken off the pitch, he's not happy about it. He wants to play, he wants to impact the game. And if he's had a bad game, boy, does he look depressed. He looks sad, he looks unhappy. He's not just somebody that's going to go down the tunnel and smile with the opposition and swap his shirt with the opposition, even though on the back of a defeat where he's played badly. No, it means a lot to him. You can see that. And he's desperate to play well for Manchester United. And that's the sort of player that I want. So I want it to be wrapped up as soon as possible. That, out of all of the contract negotiations we've got right now, is the most important in a way. Yeah, you got your Paul Pogba who could leave on a free, but how's about making the Portuguese Magnifico happy and give him what he deserves at this football club and have him signed up on a long-term deal until he's 32 or 33? It'd be amazing. We've hit 52 likes on the stream, guys. Getting there, on our way to 100. Smash the thumbs up. Oh, it was Young Boys and West Ham. Okay, great. Sorry, I was getting confused. Both of them. There you go. There you go. He's an absolute boost, isn't he? Beast. He's an absolute beast. Thank you, Jay Linners, for getting in here. Says, what a beast. Berber says Ronaldo would attract new players and new big deals for current players. Very good point there, actually, Berber. Yes, I mean, that does definitely have an extra, motivation for a player to come in and sign for Manchester United. Definitely, if you're a player who's grown up watching the best player in the world, Ronaldo, and he's at United, and you've got the opportunity to sign for us, to play alongside him, then I think that's only going to go and do that. It's amazing. I saw there's an image of Jesse Lingard. There was a video where Jesse Lingard, when he was a kid, was being trained by Ronaldo coached by Ronaldo in the training session, basically. And he's just showing them a few techniques and stuff. And I don't know how old Lingy is, but I guess it was just after Ronaldo's coming, probably 18, 19. He's young. He's young in it, right? And he's still just pretty green. But you look at that, and then I saw a picture of Jesse Lingard celebrating, and Ronaldo's hugging him, going, yes, come on, after he scored that banger against West Ham. And you just think, crikey, I mean, how special must that be for Jay Lingard as well? I mean, that did fill me with a lot of joy, just seeing that image, seeing Ronaldo and this little kid, Jesse, on the training ground. And Jesse's, you have to give a bit of love to Jesse, you know. I'm going to get on to Jesse in a moment and his contract. We talked about it yesterday, but there's a little bit more on that. Not much, but we'll get into it. But Jesse Lingard, man, he is a homegrown player. He has been here since he was a little kid. You know, you can't put a price on that, really. That is important. We've always had players at this football club that are homegrown, that have come through the academy and that we have nurtured. And he's just in his prime now. So I'm not saying he's the best player in the world, but in a way, man, like, he's a United player, you know? Anyway, he's a United player. So as a backup, whether that's as a backup or what, he is a United player. So I don't even want to see Jesse go for the time being, guys. I'm going to be honest. Maybe in the future we'll see. But right now, he can do something for the club. He's not a starter. I've told you this. I don't think he's even second choice for most positions up there. I think if you look at the left side, when everyone's fit, I'd rather play Rashford, or maybe there's Martial or Sancho over on that side. Up top there, you've got Ronaldo, you've got Cavani, you've got Martial, you've got Greenwood. Over on the right-hand side, you've got Greenwood, Sancho. So he's not really expected to go in there first choice or even second choice in any of these games. But as a backup, as somebody that can be used as a sub, as somebody that can come in and when you need to rotate the team, then he's actually a pretty damn good choice, and he is sort of homegrown, isn't he? But in regards to Jesse Lingard's contract, lads and lasses, Jesse Lingard turned down Manchester United's first contract renewal offer. So we heard about that a few days ago, and that has now been reported again yet today by a few sources. Laurie Whitwell is one of them, and he says, though there are multiple factors at play, Lingard wants to feature regularly, and the promise of game time is something that is very important to Jesse Lingard. So it's all well and good. This is what I'm saying. Like Gary Neville, we saw his comments recently about Lingard maybe should be looking to leave the club because, you know, he'd go to West Ham if it was him because, you know, he's going to get games there. He's going to have a really good career there. He's going to get week in, week out games, be able to get into the England setup a lot easier and just, you know, have more game time and enjoy his career while he's still able to do so, you know, in his prime. So rather than be a bit part player, but it goes down to what do you want? Do you want to be a smaller part of something big, i.e. we could win a Champions League, we could win the Premier League, we could win cups, or do you want to be a bigger part of something smaller? It depends. Do you want to be Phil Neville? Which is, if you look at what Phil Neville did, he left Manchester United because he wasn't getting the opportunities, the game time. He wasn't going to be that week in, week out starter. Went to Everton, didn't win all that much. I don't know if they even won anything, did they? Maybe they did win a cup or something when he was there. I can't remember. But didn't really win anything. But he did cement himself as a great Premier League player, a leader, captain for Everton. Adapted his game, played in midfield. You know, had a great career. Phil Neville at Everton was a great player for them. He had a great career there. Jesse Lingard could do that same thing at West Ham. It's whether or not he wants to do that or he wants to be more of a fringe player at United, but be part of something bigger and play with these amazing stars like Ronaldo and that kind of thing. Which I think for Jesse, that is probably quite high up on the list as well. Like he is a Manchester United fan. He's come through the system. He's a homegrown lad. So for him, it makes perfect sense for him to want to stay, and even if it's a bit part role. So I think he'll get signed up. I mean, what do you think, guys? Do you think Jesse signs up a new contract? Or no? Put a Y or an N in the live chat. Fire Up says he'll stay surely. Miz says he should have gone to the Hammers. Well, this is it. I don't think Jesse will do us dirty like that and just leave in the summer to the Hammers. which he could do, and he could get a better deal, bigger money probably. But because of his history with United, I just don't see him doing that. But he's not signed a new contract up. He has turned down, the first Manchester United contract proposal, renewal. And it's not necessarily down to money. It's something more important than that to him, which is game time as well. So it depends how much he wants to stay. It depends what assurances Ole Gunnar Solskjaer can give him in the squad, whether he's going to get opportunities week in, week out, which he's not, is he? Jack Newman says no, he's not going to. Well, hard to say, isn't it? Because it depends what game time he's going to get. In my opinion, he won't get very many games at all. Hey, what's going on there? Ibrahim Kome says, please talk to him. He's one of our machine in the middle, says Ibrahim Kome. Who are you talking about there? Jay Lings? Okay, so Jay Ling's contract, that could be wrapped up soon as well, just so you know. It could be wrapped up soon. Also, all of these contract renewals could be wrapped up, towards January. You just don't know. I mean, obviously, clubs cannot approach any of these players and discuss pre-contract terms until January. So United effectively do have until the end of this year to sign up players like Paul Pogba, Jesse Lingard to new contracts. But if you don't do it before then, you are going to lose these players for nothing. So let's get on to Paul Pogba then. So Paul Pogba has started the season brilliantly. 7 assists in 5 games now in the Premier League. It was 7 in 4, I believe, before, wasn't it? But, I mean, he had 4, of course, on the demolition of Leeds United first game of the season. But still, I mean, he is on course to maybe get the seasons, to get a record in the Premier League. Certainly on course to get the most assists in the Premier League this season as he continues as he started. So he's obviously been a great player for United so far this season. The stats don't lie. He's been brilliant for United. He needs to be signed up to a new contract, really, because we can't lose him on a free either. Like, if he was to go out on a 3, so the understanding right now is Pogba is favouring, or there's an understanding around the club that Pogba will sign a new deal with United because of the new players that have come in, because of the direction the club's going in, how we started the season. If I was Pogba, I'd want to stay and give it at least this season to see what can happen with the players like Ronaldo and Bruno and Verane and all these guys at the club. If he wants to win things, if he wants to play for United, which he did come back from Juventus for a reason, I'm guessing it's not just money. It's because he knows the opportunity here, he knows the club, and he's got some love for the club. Of course he does. So I think Paul Pogba, the contract situation there, I mean, we've got an update here from Fabrizio Romano. So it's from his podcast. Here we go. It said that Manchester United will push again to renew Paul Pogba's contract. So, of course, we need to get it wrapped up soon. If we don't get it wrapped up before January, he can agree, pre-contract terms with PSG and go and sign for them in the summer. And we've lost out on a player for nothing. And as I've discussed yesterday, which I won't go into in as much length right now and bore you, but as I've discussed, Paul Pogba's agent's an absolute parasitical little grubby little pie-fingering mailbag dude who just sucks money out of the game, and all he's interested in is manufacturing moves for his players so he can take 20 million out of the pie and grease his palms. That's pretty much the situation with his agent. So it would be no surprise to me if he's behind the scenes working on something with a club like PSG to try and get Paul Pogba paid $500,000 a week and get him a nice big fat cash payday instead of Pogba signing and committing a new contract at United where he's not going to get as much money. Pogba can get more money going elsewhere. That's my concern about it. So I don't know about the Paul Pogba one. I think Lingard will sign a new contract. I think Bruno Fernandes definitely will sign a new contract at Manchester United. We should just pay him what he's worth because he's worth what we're proposing and more, really, if you're talking about impact and input into the team. And then in regards to Pogba, we should try and get Pogba wrapped up too. But if him and his agent want to be grubby and want to chase the money, then that is an outcome what we're going to have to potentially deal with. And if that does happen, then we're going to have to get a suitable replacement in. There's talks of Kessie or many players that could come in and do that sort of role for us. But, of course, Paul Pogba is in a league of his own in some ways because of his ability with the vision and the passing and the ability to create. He's not just good physically. He's not just good box to box and tussling in the centre of the park. He's also good just creating, cutting teams open and putting on goals for his teammates. So that is kind of, he might not be the most consistent, but as I've said, there's not too many players like Paul Pogba in world football. He's kind of quite unique. So I think we should keep him, guys. We should keep him. Right, guys, yes or no, Paul Pogba, sign him up to a new contract. Some of you may be disgusted with Paul Pogba's antics, or his agent, not necessarily his antics, but his agent's antics, and some of the stuff that he said just as recently as the other day, saying that Juventus he's still interested in Juventus and all this kind of type of stuff, stir in the pot, trying to drum up more money maybe from Manchester United here, but also maybe just trying to gauge that interest and get a move done for Paul Pogba. You just don't know when it comes to Mino Raiola. He's an absolute cockroach-headed buffoon, in my opinion. He's obviously a very clever man. He made 20 million alone on the Pogba to United deal alone. He's worth about 50 mil. So he's much more clever than me, but he's also a big pie fingerer, in my opinion. And he's got so many grubby little fingers and so many grubby little pies. He's ruining it. It doesn't matter to him if he has the best interest for his player or a club or anything like that. It's not. He's got no interest in that. His interest is money, and so whether he can get more money manoeuvring to PSG or convincing, that that's the right deal. Maybe Paul Pogba is interested in joining PSG anyway. So he's French after all. They've got Galactico squad themselves. They can pay more money to him. All the rest of it. So this one is not 100%. I do think Lingard and I do think Bruno definitely going to sign new deals at the club. But I'm not so sure about Paul Pogba, guys. I'm going to be totally honest with you. I feel like we could get done on this one. I feel like we could get stung. There is an understanding he's keen on signing a new deal, but if we can't give them what they want, if we're not prepared to just be bent over by Raiola and give them 500k a week or 450k a week or some preposterous figure, which pretty much could put all the other contracts, that we've got at the club in disarray, because all of a sudden you've got a player like, I don't know, Rashford, or a player like Bruno or somebody that's looking around and seeing, crikey, this lad's on Ronaldo money, but he ain't putting in Ronaldo input into the team, really. So, that's just my opinion anyway. Hey, we've got over 115 legends in it right now. Happy afternoon to you all, guys. Thank you for joining us for the United News. Get your opinions in. I'm going to jump into the live chat about Pogba and Bruno and stuff now for a little bit. We have got a bunch of other news to get into too, but for now, I'll just duck into the live chat, see what you guys think about this. Do us a favour, hit that thumbs up button on it. Let's see if we can get 100 likes on the stream. Banana Grape says, I kicked the like button. Thank you very much for Cantona Kung Fu kicking the like button, lad. Get in there. Ryan says, only player I'd take to replace him is Verratti. Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. Okay, so PSG, this is what they do as well. They sign players, right, who have left their clubs on a free. They did it last summer with several players. Big players, Ramos, Donnarumma, who else they do it with? Messi, who else they do it with? Wijnaldum. They do that, right? They poach players off of other teams, because when teams and players run down their contracts at these clubs because they know they're awaiting a fat, massive payday from PSG, because PSG will pay you a nice signing on fee. They'll pay your agent and they'll pay you a bigger amount per week than you can get anywhere else. Just look at Ander Herrera's contract, because they can do that, because they've just got the license to print money, it seems, there at PSG, right, with their owners and stuff. So they can do that. We can't do that, but they can do that, and that's why I'm a little bit concerned about Paul Pogba potentially ending up there. But Verratti, like you say, Ryan, they might have to at some point get rid of a couple of players. They have got Messi, they have got these players. I mean, is financial fair play done now? I don't actually know. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it for a while, but is financial fair play, does that not exist anymore? Does that not exist anymore? I feel like it doesn't exist anymore. Hey, Zamiasi, I missed a super sticker from you. I'm so sorry. Zamiasi, get in there, my son. He sent me a #1 fan super sticker. Get in there, Zamiasi. I really appreciate it, man. Thank you so much for being a fan of the channel, mate. And we're fans of you too, Zane. This is why I'm saying I miss some of your comments. You're getting these super stickers in these days. But I miss some of the delusion, Zane. I'm going to be honest. I do. I miss some of the delusion, Zane. Hey, Griffo Chaz, how you doing today, bud? And Aaron Homer, great to see you, legends. 007 says you have to find a Premier League experienced player as good or better than Paul. Only way he can survive after something. Fair enough. Well, we can find another Premier League player who's as good in a different area of the team. But I don't know. I mean, I've always said Paul Pogba's best position is where Bruno plays, and he doesn't play that role for United. So you could probably find another left winger if he's playing on the left that does a great job for you. You could probably find a central midfielder. This Wilfred Ndidi is a great player. He's a really great player. He's more defensive-minded. He's not as creative as Paul Pogba say, but he's still a great player, and he's another Premier League proven player. So there are other players, there's other players, not just Kessie. There's loads of players. Ruben Neves, you could go and sign a couple of players. If you got Paul Pogba off the books, he's on big money. You're not going to get much money for him, or you're not going to get anything for him if he leaves on a free. But there's other players you could sign that could do a job. I don't think anybody can do the Paul Pogba job for us, though. I'm going to be honest with you. Like, who is there that can do the Paul Pogba job? I mean, Kessie is a good shout as a box-to-box player who's athletic and can score goals and be creative as well. We've got players like Bruno. Of course, there's players like De Bruyne, Son Heung-min, all these guys. But, I mean, they're just none of them are realistic at all. So, Pogba's in a sort of league of his own, really. He's a special type of player, man. James1127, thank you very much for subscribing to the channel there, James1127. Get in there, my son. Welcome, James, aboard with your favourite emoji. And everybody, do smash that subscribe if you're new, just like James. And thank you, Rushmano, for the super chat, bro. He sent a £10 super chat now. He says, Pogba has a point with the club not previously meeting his ambitions, but his agent is a terrible leech who uses fans to create a wedge, but Pogba has never told him to shut it. Works both ways. That's so true, actually. We had that incident remember the RB Leipzig game? Do you remember that? We were playing RB Leipzig in the Champions League just this season, just gone. And Pogba's agent came out and said something along the lines of, I can't really remember what he said now, but he's unhappy and he wants to bloody join. I can't really remember what it was now. Not that he was unhappy, but Pogba should be playing elsewhere or something like that. Some controversial rubbish anyway. Something. And it just like that's what I'm talking about. Pogba could have come out at that moment and just basically said, my agent's my agent, but on this one he's got it wrong, and I'm committed to United. But he did post something on Instagram. I remember Paul Pogba saying something about it, but it was all it didn't directly address any of it. He didn't condemn what his agent said, and that's what he should have done. Really, you're right, Rushmano, because Pogba doesn't condemn his agent. He's still with that agent. It does work both ways, Pogba wants the money too, and if there's a better deal elsewhere, maybe they'll go for that. If they can get what they want out of Manchester United, I'm sure he'll stay. But I think that ultimately him and his agent, they're looking at the money situation. They are. And I think if there's an opportunity to get much more money, maybe not a little, maybe they wouldn't go elsewhere just for a little bit more. But if there's an opportunity to get a lot more money, I think that they probably would, because his agent is in his ear, and his agent is a very, very sneaky individual when it comes to stuff like this. Guys, let's get a cheeky little fool emoji in there, please, for Rushmano with a £10 super chat. You're an absolute legend, lad. Thank you so much for that support there. Crazy support, lad. Get in. Cyclone Artie says, get me in there. How you doing there, Cyclone? Ibrahim says, I know United playing attacking football. We need trophies in the theatre of dreams. So true. Yes, I think this could be the season for trophies for us, guys. Not going to lie. I mean, it's got to be. Solskjaer has the pressure on him. Look, we lose one game against Young Boys and half the fan base wants him out. So he's got pressure on him. He has to perform. He's got to provide us with some success this season. Now, it depends on how you gauge that success, whether you think he needs to win the Prem or win the Champions League, or if just finishing second in an FA Cup would do the job. It depends what your opinion is on it. But I think he needs some level of success. He needs to win something this season to justify what they've spent in the summer, the players we've got, the squad we have, and justify his position in that squad as the coach. Anyway, so Jay Ling's turned down his first contract offer, guys. We'll bring you more on that if he signs a new deal imminently. In my opinion, he probably will sign a new deal, but I doubt he'll leave on a free and stitch United up like that. I doubt it. But you never know. I think what more likely will happen is he'll get a nice little cheeky little offer from United, maybe for a shorter term contract, maybe a 3-year deal, and it'll be a nice 120 a week or just a couple of extra G's a week. Dana, 60 G's, baby! No, just a few thousand more a week on top of what he's getting now, to keep him here, and then Man United might even ultimately try and sell him again down the road in the future. It's just a way of protecting our asset. You're not letting him go for free in the summer, and, he's around here doing a role in the squad anyway that is good. Gunga says, that's what I don't like with Pogba. I wish he would be more direct and tell the prick Raiola to shut the fuck up. Exactly. Because he is his agent, he chooses to have that guy as his agent. He doesn't have to have that guy as his agent. He knows that his agent comes out and stirs it up in the media, doing it again the other day, talking about Juventus. Pogba's aware of all this that's going on, guys. He's aware that's going on. Riola's not just going to surprise him on that by slagging off Manchester United, previously before that Leipzig game. I'm sure there's a conversation that's been had, in my opinion. Maybe the timing was all wrong on that one, but I think, Pogba is in the loop, guys. Pogba's in the loop with what's going down here, Anyway, right, let's get into the next rest of the news, guys. 127 legends in here, almost at 100 likes as well. Absolutely, thank you very much for getting in here. Do smash the like on it and get involved. Tell him you're a god, bro. I wouldn't say that, tell him, but thank you very much, mate, for the compliment. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Okay. So, right then, lads and lasses, Manchester United are going to install some new new upgrades, new facilities at Carrington Training Complex. It's announced today on the website manunited.com, and basically what it is we intend to install floodlights and an all-new all-seater stand at the Carrington Training Complex as part of a much-needed facilities upgrade. So, Old Trafford and the training ground have lacked significant renovation for the last 15 years pretty much, and of course after that whole Super League debacle, basically Joel Glazer vowed in that fan forum thing, didn't he, that they were gonna sanction some improvements at the club, not just in ways of fan interaction and things like that and investments in transfers, but also behind the scene, the training complex, the stadium. It's a shambles that there's a leaky fucking roof and rust and stuff. Old Trafford, should be the biggest, best stadium in the country, And there are new stadiums, of course. West Ham have got a state-of-the-art stadium. Tottenham have got a state-of-the-art stadium. The Emirates, and we should have the cutting-edge stadiums and stuff like that. We are Manchester United, really. So that's just another example. And make no mistake, get those green and golds in there. Get those green and golds in there. Like Berber says, he says we need to renovate our owners. Absolutely, we do. Absolutely, get those green and golds in there and Glazers out, because the only reason we don't, just so you know, the only reason we don't have the best stadium, the best facilities, the best of everything, because this club and its fan base and the history and what we've won in the Premier League era demands that, deserves the best. The only reason we don't have the best is because of our owners, because of them buying the club with debt money, servicing that debt, sucking money out of the club, not investing in all these areas. And on the face of it, in the shop window, yeah, they might have, Ronaldo signed in the shop window. But behind the scenes, it's an absolute shit show. Behind the scenes, it is not fully invested in. Behind the scenes, there hasn't been that level of investment in all different key areas that we should have done. And I think that stems right down to, the youth setups and the teams and everything. You look at the recruitment network, I think recently they've had an upturn in that. They've had to. They've looked at it differently. They've planted seeds recently. In the last few years, they have done that. But before that, I think they're neglecting some of those areas. You look at some of the players that City were able to produce through their academy. It's like United used to get a bit of a better batch of youngsters, I think. Now we're buying a lot of them, and also I think there's more competition from other teams. You see other youth setups. Southampton produce a lot of great players. There's loads in the Premier League, and I think we used to have the absolute best when it comes to youth recruitment, when it came to scouting networks and things like this. I think we used to have the absolute best when Fergie was here, right? But I think just a few years since Fergie's gone, that sort of stuff fell by the wayside just a touch compared to what it should be. I think it's getting better now. You're seeing them putting people in roles. Darren Fletcher's come in, and we've got a football director, right? We've got now an actual clear. Well, we've got more clear roles in the sort of management of the club, right? But it's not been good enough over the last few years. So this is just the tip of the iceberg, guys. They should be doing this, So United has said planning applications have already been submitted for new floodlights and a stand that would house 500 spectators, a measure which would possibly end United's junior team days of playing at Leeds Sports Village. The club have already improved the women's team facilities at Carrington, which were a bone of contention for former manager Casey Stoney, as well as revamping Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's office. A statement from United read, the club will shortly submit planning applications for 2 new bespoke pavilions to host additional changing facilities, offices, gyms and catering areas. Plans for overflow car parking are also in the pipeline. A planning application has already been submitted to Trafford Council for new floodlights, a new all-seater stand, improved access footpaths, pitchside toilets, an electricity substation and new fencing along the east side of the training centre. The all-seater stand, with a built-in broadcast and performance analysis platform, is proposed to be situated adjacent to pitch 1, replacing the 2 smaller existing stands and TV gantry. The stands will have a capacity of almost 500 people, including 8 positions for fans in wheelchairs, alongside their personal assistants, and will provide comfortable seating for players, coaches, staff, scouts, and other visitors. So, it's positive news, guys. It's positive news, isn't it? But, it's just... they should have been doing this stuff years ago is the point I'm making. Hashtag Glazers out. Martin Costello, yes, mate. Get those green and gold emojis in there. Let's go. Hashtag Glazers out, man. They're still shackling this club. That's the only reason we don't have the best of the best right now is because of them. And now they're just trying to paper over the cracks, paint over the holes, because they've been exposed. They've been exposed. That's why they've signed Ronaldo this summer, more than likely, because the fans wanted their guts for garters, guys, because of their Super League debacle. Anyway, United Chief Operating Officer Colette Roche said, longer term, we are looking at fuller redevelopment plans for Carrington to ensure it will be state-of-the-art, fully integrated facility for our men's, women's and academy groups. In the meantime, our team have been working exceptionally hard over the summer and into the season on these improvements. Part of the challenge for us is to create an inclusive place for everyone who works and trains at Carrington while making sure that it's a COVID-secure environment. We also want to make the site more accessible for those who may need to use a wheelchair or have disabilities. The new stand and access pathways are important parts of that. United could follow reports back into Carrington for press conferences next month. So yeah, so we'll see what's going on next month when everything's unveiled, etc. But just wanted to mention that is some news, some Manchester United news that's been announced today. It's a new project to the club and they're undertaking upgrades at Carrington, and rightfully bloody so. Rightfully bloody so. Thank you, Talon, for getting those hashtag Glazers outs in there. Right, next news of the day, guys. Alex Telles is set to come back. Manchester United defender Telles is on course for a first-team return. He's obviously struggled because he had an ankle injury during the pre-season, and he's vowed to come back stronger. So he's had a period of rehabilitation now. It's been quite a period of rehabilitation, hasn't it? He's not really featured at all. He has been back training for a week or so now. He's back training at Carrington, keen to make himself available to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer with the Carabao Cup third-round tie against West Ham United, currently occupying, of course, the manager's thoughts tomorrow night. This is what he said to club media. He said, I feel good. These things happen in football. I wasn't very happy about the injury, but I took advantage of the situation by working harder. I feel better than before. I feel better prepared and stronger physically and mentally. I'm much better and I'm thrilled to be back. Whenever I get the chance to play, I'll give everything to Manchester United to win the lot. So, good words from Alex Telles there. I mean, we've got West Ham coming up in the League Cup. I expect Solskjaer to rotate quite a bit. I don't think he's going to go in there with his first team here. I do think he's going to rotate. I do think he's going to start Lingard. And so you just never know. If Telles is fit, he might get chucked in there. Or maybe he'll start Luke Shaw and Telles will come in later in the second half just to, get his feet wet again after coming back from injury. But Telles could be in contention to start tomorrow against West Ham is all I'm saying, guys. So just to let you guys know, he could be in contention and Telles is back fit, ready for the selection. Get in there. So there you go. Telles back. Okay, now, some other bits of news, guys, to get into. Sorry, quite a few little things and stuff. Nothing too huge, but a few little things today to report on, really. So, yeah, do us a favour. Get yourself involved by smashing the thumbs up on the stream. Hit that subscribe button. Hey, we're nearly at 100 likes, everyone. Only 5 away. Let me know which liker you are if you haven't hit it. Who's going to be that 100th liker? Smash it on there. Get involved. Everybody's welcome here on the channel to have your thoughts and say on Manchester United here. So do get your thoughts in below. So different reports coming out that Jose Mourinho is planning a raid on Manchester United as he eyes a reunion with Diogo Dalot, Portuguese player, of course, at Roma. So Mourinho started the season well, actually, in Serie A with Roma. And he was the man who actually signed Diogo Dalot, wasn't he, to Manchester United for 19 million. That was actually a Jose Mourinho signing. So we know that he's got an interest in him. We know that he likes him. He does have that Portuguese connection. And we don't know what's going to go on with Dalot this season. Dalot, in my opinion, should stay because he could provide competition to our Wan-Bissaka, and he gives us something a little bit different going forward as well. He's perhaps better than Wan-Bissaka going forward. So, and he's young. He's only, what, 20? I think he's only 20. So he's still got a lot of development, a lot of improving to do. I mean, I'm not, he's kind of one of those players, I'm not that bothered really if we sell him, but then who do we have in terms of depth there? We kind of need him right now. We let Brandon Williams go out on loan. We didn't sign a right back in Trippier or anybody else, or Max Aarons or anybody else we were linked to. So we have to keep Dalot now, surely. Hey, thank you, tell him we got 100. Let's go. Come on. Ramsbro says, yes, would love to see Cavani play again. And Cavani, what's going on with Cavani? Well, he's injured right now. He's not obviously going to be featuring, but in a week or so, hopefully Cavani will be back training and back to full fitness where he can play. Yeah, I hope what we're seeing right now, because Solskjaer did say that Cavani picked up a bit of a knock and he's out for a little while. Hopefully what we're not seeing is Cavani having some discontent at United, there being a big upset because of Ronaldo coming in and his shirt number. We know that, we understand Cavani's just stepped aside with us at 7, but maybe we was pushed a little bit. I don't know. Who knows? So who knows? I mean, I do think that if anybody had the right to be a little bit concerned about Ronaldo coming in, it is Cavani, because his spot in the team's taken. Is he going to get any games? Is he going to get any love whatsoever in the squad? Any opportunities? Well, they're definitely going to be limited, or they're definitely going to be less with Ronaldo coming. So, I know, I do feel bad for Cavani as well, tell him, to be fair. He's such a world-class player. But you know what? He could still play and have a big role in the club this season. Ronaldo's going to play all the Champions League games, majority of the Prem games. But Cavani can play a lot of these other games. I know he's not fit, but, you know, the West Ham game, Carabao Cups, FA Cup, 4th, 5th rounds, these sorts of games. Some of the Champions League performances as well. And also, you've also got the possibility, which I think we will see at some point, which is these two guys on the pitch at the same time. Ronaldo and Cavani on the pitch at the same time. Whether that is a three across the front and maybe Cavani's playing wide for a period of the game, that's possible, I suppose. I doubt it. He did used to do that, though, for Uruguay and PSG at times. And he could also play in a 2 as well, which he's also done throughout his career at Uruguay and PSG, playing with players like Ibra and Suarez and Diego Forlan and these guys. So he's used to playing that sort of, you know, 2 up top, or indeed in a slightly wider position. So you could see that happen. He is aging a bit, though, but I think we need to see that. We've got to see Cavani and Ronaldo on the pitch at the same time in a 2 up top. I don't know what the rest of the formation would be behind it. Some sort of variation of a 4-4-2 or a 3-5-2 or some sort of something like that. But I do think Cavani and Ronaldo at the same time sounds just absolutely amazing. We've got to see that. We have to see that. Hey, have a great day there, Griffo Chaz. Thank you so much for getting in here in the live chat, bud. Have a wonderful afternoon, bud. Thank you for getting in here. Rushmano says, thanks for confirming something to me. Says, Rushmano, what's that, bud? What is that? Anyway, okay, so here we go. Right, here we go then. So we got a bit more info here. So Diogo Dalot, a potential target for Jose Mourinho. He wants a reunion. He's also been linked with some other United players, such as Nemanja Matic. We know how much Jose Mourinho loves Nemanja Matic. And even there's been talks of Jesse Lingard. We've seen some Manchester United players, some maybe flops, and Man United go to Serie A and do pretty well. Chris Smalling's doing absolute bits over there. Not even sure if you can call him Chris Small Dong anymore. I mean, you have to call him Chris Medium Dong now. I don't know, but either way, he's done some good stuff over in Serie A. And there's other players too that, you know, you could see go over there. So, I mean, I doubt that's going to happen, but I'm just saying, like, there's a couple of players it wouldn't be surprising if Jose Mourinho came knocking for at Man United. Players like Diogo Dalot, players like Nemanja Matic. So, a few reports coming out that Dalot is a target for Jose Mourinho on a season-long loan in January with an option to buy perhaps as well. So, that's a possibility, Diogo Dalot. But I don't know. I think we need the cover. Okay, so Tony Martial, guys. Tony Martial, start or bench? Tony Martial, start or bench for the game tomorrow, right? I mean, crikey. Anthony Martial is in line to start the game. He's not played hardly at all. He did come off the bench in the game. Oh, God, who was it against? Oh, no. Anyway, Ronaldo's debut, wasn't it? Yeah. Newcastle United, I believe. And he did come off the bench in that game, and he did sort of have a hand in the last goal, didn't he? By doing that decoy dummy run. So, he has played a little bit. He also came on against West Ham, didn't he? I can't remember now. Sorry, I've got a shocking memory here, guys. But anyway, the point I'm making is he's probably going to start in the game. I don't think Cavani's fit right now. Ronaldo, if there are going to be rests for Ronaldo in games when he's not going to be starting in the team, then this is definitely one of those games because it's the Carabao Cup. It's midweek here. We're probably going to play a slightly rotated team anyway. So I could see Ronaldo starting on the bench for this one and a totally different strike force being up there. I think Martial could feature. I'm going to be honest. I do think Martial could feature in this one. What do you think? Sancho, right, says Liam. Greenwood up top. Greenwood is, yeah. Sell him, says Fire Up. Start, says Sven. Start, says Sugam Gautam. Ronaldo rest, says Sven. I think Ronaldo needs to rest as well. Start as he needs redemption. That's interesting, Eddie. Well, actually, yes, we're talking about Mason Greenwood, right, being such a awesome player for us. Last Avenger says rest Greenwood. Greenwood's played a lot of games for us recently. Last time out, you know, he was good. He was good. And before that, the few games before that, he's been amazing for us. I mean, I definitely think Mason Greenwood deserves to start in that number 9 position for us. If we're not starting Ronaldo, who should be striker? Well, it should be the future striker of Manchester United, which is Mason Greenwood. He has the natural ability there, and he's going to be a true number 9 in the future, I think. He can play wide. He can play wide all day long. He's such a talented player. But I think his true position is number 9. So I would like to see him up there, and maybe, you know, Martial in a wide position. Why not? Why can't we see Martial in a wide position? Like, I think Martial was good back in the day when he used to play on the left wing for us. I was much more confident with him playing there than when he was playing number 9 for us. So I think that's something we could see. I don't see why you just have to shoehorn Jadon Sancho in over on the left. Why couldn't we play Martial on the left, Greenwood up top, and then have Jadon Sancho on the right. That to me sounds like it could be very, very successful. Greenwood is a specimen, he truly is. What I like about Greenwood is you just see in him grow up in front of our eyes. He was a young teenage lad, 17 he broke on the scene, he's scoring goals, he's doing impressive things, 18 he's even better, he's improving. Now he's 19 though, and he's still growing and learning and adapting and developing, but he's getting physically better. You can see him muscling people off, holding people off. Like, give him a year or two and he's going to be just even so much better, more better than he is now. He's a specimen. You're right about that, Jay Linners. Regan says, your favourite TV show ever? A Match of the Day. Rushmano says, subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Rushy. Yes, if it's your first time here, hit that subscribe. There's also a little bell icon. Some say it looks like Luis Suarez because it looks a little bit like a bell end. So, hit that little bell icon. That'll give you a notification when we post and go live as well, which is all the time. So make sure you click that little bell as well as subscribing to the channel. And also hit the like on it, guys. Let's see if we can get 169. Okay, so you missed Phil Jones's facial expressions on the pitch, says Dean Pendergrass. Google's your friend there, my friend. There's countless. He's got maybe 1,000 different expressions online. You think it's going to be 3-2 tomorrow? Okay then, Jack Newman. Good question. I'll ask you guys very quickly in the live chat then. So there should be a preview coming later on tonight anyway with the lads on the channel. So, keep a lookout for that. They'll get into it more in depth then anyway. But for now, I will ask you what your prediction is for the Carabao Cup game. Go on then. What's your prediction? I'll say, I think we're going to do them. I think we're going to do them better than we did last time. I'm going to say 3-1 this time. 3-1 this time. I'm going 3-1. Jay Lings with a goal. Greenwood with a goal. And Jadon Sancho with a goal. Sancho needs some minutes, doesn't he? So I think Sancho will play. Plus, we're a little bit ropey in some of those areas anyway. So Sancho needs some minutes. I'm going to say Sancho with a goal. Lots of good predictions in. Vincent Bullock, great to see you. Missed you the last few days, mate. How you been? He says 3-0. 4-2 says Batman Knife. I hope you're doing good, Vincent. Jay Linners, 3-1 thumping. 3-1 United says Shazad. 2-0 says Kayam. Hey, Janice Farrakles. Calispera to you, bud. Liam Mitchinson thinks it's going to be 1-0. Okay, lovely. Right, guys, little bit other news. Yves Bissouma has told Manchester United what he wants. Supposedly here, reported by Manchester Evening News. Pretty much he's come out in an interview, Yves Bissouma, and he said that he wants Champions League football. That would be a key thing in determining who he ends up at past Brighton, essentially. I think Bissouma would be a very, very good team. This is pretty much what he said. So he said he's been linked with obviously different Premier League sides. He's now recently admitted it's his dream to play in the Champions League. Comments which United, of course, are paying attention to because we have had him as a target for a little while. He's quoted as saying to Brighton's in-house media, I didn't go this summer. Maybe it's because it's not my time to go. He said, when my time will come, it's my time. But I'm happy in Brighton. I'm enjoying playing football. My dream is like every player. I want to play in the Champions League. I want to be champions. I want to compare myself on the top level, not just with other players. So clearly, he's speaking to Brighton's in-house media here. Clearly, he knows his time at Brighton is probably not that long. Brighton have had a great start to the season, by the way, but they're a small club. He seems like he could play for some bigger clubs. United are in need of a defensive-minded midfielder who can win the ball and give it, and is good passer, but also sound defensively. He's athletic. You look at his stats in terms of ball retention and winning the ball back, interceptions, things like that. He's very, very high up there in terms of the Premier League stats for last season. So, he doesn't have long left on a contract, I believe, also. So in terms of, Manchester United being linked with this guy in January, I guess he's one of the more realistic links. It seems like his time at Brighton is numbered. It seems like it wouldn't be a huge amount of money for Manchester United to go and sign him, maybe 30 million, 40 million, something like that to get the job done. He's already said that he's not going to leave for anybody else other than a Premier League or a Champions League standard team that's competing in that competition. And Manchester United is that team, really. You've got other clubs as well that are in the league, but they don't need him like we need him. Chelsea don't need him. They've got, 4 really good midfielders there. We need him. Liverpool, you could argue they don't need him. And also City don't need him. But we need him. We need him more than any of those guys anyway. That is the one position of the team where we look at, where I match us up against the other top teams of the league and we fall down, unfortunately. The defence is great now. Varane looks brilliant. He's come in, he's been solid. He's going to hopefully build up a good partnership with Slabby Maguire. I've got some Verane comments to discuss in just a moment, actually, about Maguire. So, you know, they'll make a good combination, I think, and it will be a much better defensively sound team this season. And then Luke Shaw's the best left-back in the world all of a sudden, and Wan-Bissaka's defensively a spider. So that is not a problem area for us. We've got one of the strongest defences in the league, if not the strongest, in my opinion. Certainly one of the. And then the attack, the strike force, wow, I mean, it's as good as anybody. You've got Bruno Fernandes creating and scoring. You have Rashford when he's fit as well. Martial there, Sancho, Greenwood, Ronaldo, Cavani. You know, it's pretty impressive set of players. We've probably got the best set of attackers in the league. Comfortably, I would say. We've got the best set of attackers and one of the best defenders and one of the best goalkeepers as well. But the midfield, that's the shithouse area for us. We've got a bloody mid-table midfield. I'm not even kidding around, guys. We've got a mid-table midfield, in my opinion. McFred, I could see that lining up for, you know, for a mid-table side, to be honest. Could I see them lining up for in City's team? Would I think Pep would choose them if he was in their squad? Would I think, you know, they'd get into Klopp's Liverpool side necessarily? I mean, maybe sometimes, but no, not largely. Not largely. So that is a problem for us. That is the area, isn't it? That's where we need to strengthen. Basuma would be that man. Aaron Homeyard says Neves as well. Ruben Neves would be a fantastic player. Varane could be better than Sean Van Dijk, says Liam. What's up there, Timothy Young? How you doing? Yeah, Kayam says our midfield is worse than Arsenal. Yeah, that's debatable as well, absolutely. I mean, we could have done with a player like Thomas Partey, to be fair. It's a point you got there, Kayam. I mean, that is the problem area for us. We do have good midfielders there, though. We could see something from Donny van der Beek. Hashtag free Donny. Hashtag what does Donny have to do to get into Solskjaer's team? He played that game against Young Boys the other day, 45 minutes. I thought he looked good. He was ticking things over nicely. I'd have definitely continued him in that game, not taken him off. And then I'd have also started him in that bloody West Ham game instead of Poxy Fred or McTominay. You know, in all honesty, on paper, those guys in form, based on form, shouldn't be ahead of Donny. Based on form. Just, you know, Donny hasn't played, but based on form, they shouldn't be because they've not been that great recently, right? So Donny needed to play. Donny didn't play. He didn't play in the last game. He got taken off after. Man, what a slap in the face with a big wet halibut that is, man. Crikey. I mean, I know the Dutch like some, you know, surströmming or some, like, fermented herring food, but even that one is a stinky fish for Donny van der Beek to palate, mate. You know what I mean? Playing 45 minutes good, that's all you're going to get. Ripped off at half-time. Next game, you're on the bench, lad. No fucking chance for you. Oh, my goodness. What does he have to do? That is one thing I want to see is Donny van der Beek start the game tomorrow against West Ham and get more than bloody 45 minutes from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. It has to happen, guys. We have to get more from Donny. We have to see it. Solskjaer has to do it. Anyway. Okay. So, oh, here we go. Jonathan Gallagher putting the boot in on Donny. He says Lingard at least takes his chance. Okay, he also gives his chance to the opposition to score too. One of the other 50% of the game, mate. I'm doing good, Warlord. How are you, guy? How are you, my friend? How are you doing? Right, okay, couple other little bits. So I told you we had a bunch of things to get into today, guys. Just little bits, but Verane has been quoted as speaking on television to Norwegian TV channel TV2. When asked about Maguire, he said, on the field, he's a great player. We are still on the field. We're still working to get to know each other better. We try to talk so that we can understand each other even better. It's understandable that we need some time for things to be automated, but that's going to happen because the defense is made up of quality players who have qualities that complement each other. I think we will gradually develop a better understanding and a better partnership, which in turn will allow us to perform and compete at our maximum level. So, you know, just he's basically filled with praise for Maguire, you know, saying that he's a very good defender and that, you know, they'll build up a partnership and an understanding and they'll, you know, hopefully be that combo of players that we need. But you know what? I mean, I think Varane, maybe Maguire's just started the season a little bit slowly, to be fair. He had a really good Euros for England. And he was good and solid last year for most of it, really, apart from a few errors here and there. But he was playing with Victor Dwindloff and all that. But anyway, I would say that Varane is levels ahead of Maguire so far. I know it's only a few games we've seen. But since Varane's been here, they've been solid. They've both done well. Varane's looked better. Varane's been key in the air. Varane's mopped up a couple of times for Slabby. I've seen Slabby in almost every one of those games that they've played in together make an error or two, which are quite poor. We didn't really necessarily get punished for them, but he's made the errors regardless. Varane's mopped up a couple of them for him, and I just haven't seen Varane making the same level of errors. Only one game, really, which is that game where Varane got the Newcastle game where we got undone on the counter attack for their goal, for their equaliser. Almiron's put the ball in, and that's the only moment where I've really seen Varane do anything. But he had do anything bad. But he had two players there, to mark, because Maguire had lunged in up the pitch and left us exposed at the back. And Varane, that's the only time he lunged. It was a bit of a poor tackle, and they scored. That's the only time I could really think. And he was kind of exposed a little bit by our positioning before that from other people, not just him. He's trying to do the job of two players there, essentially. So I think that he looks so much better than Maguire. I'm just going to be honest. I do. I think he looks a lot better than Maguire. It's early days, but I do think Maguire's a good defender, but I think Varane's a great defender. Yeah, so that's my opinion on it. Maguire's good. Varane's great. Together, they could make a great partnership. But to ever get to that true level, like a Rio and Vidic, don't you need a Rio and Vidic? Well, looks so far we've got maybe a Rio, but do we have Vidic? That's what I'm saying. Anyway, Gungshi says, Piggy speaking truths. Thank you very much, Mr. Gungshi. I appreciate it, man. Get in there. Declan Rice to Man U. Yeah, I mean, I'd take him, Timothy Young. 22, homegrown. Not for the amount of money that they want, though. £60 million? Let's talk. Maybe Jay Lingard going the other way? Let's talk. But £90 million? Go and do one ginger goblin back to your cave, lad. Varane is A-class centre-back. He ranks top 5 centre-backs as Polo G. I'm with you on that one. Eddie says, yeah, Piggo Maguire left Varane at sea versus Newcastle for the goal. Precisely, that's right, yeah. So that's the only time I've seen Varane do anything that wasn't really great, to be honest. And that's because he's having to do the job of two defenders almost there, or he's been left exposed because of what Maguire did a moment before. So far, I do think that although Maguire's a very good player, he's not as good as Varane. And really, ultimately, if we were looking to be the best team in the world, I mean, maybe the weakest link in the defence now is Maguire. I'm just saying. Maybe not. We'll find out this season. Maybe not. But don't jump with them. I'm just saying maybe the weakest link in the defence now actually is Maguire. Who do you think's the weakest link in defence now, guys? You are the weakest link. Goodbye. Who is the weakest? It's not Luke Shaw. He's the strongest. It's not Varane. He's come in and been solid as a damn rock and should be so good for us this season. Wan-Bissaka defensively, I mean, it's between those two. It's between Wan-Bissaka and Maguire, who's the weakest link of the defence now. Maguire says Polo G. Well, Vincent Bullock says Phil Jones. Okay, fair enough. I mean just from the starting four. Hey, Janice Varaklis, you legend. Kalispera, my son. G will says, see, I think Maguire saw danger early and tried to cut it in its tracks. Yeah, he did. He lunged out to it, but he misjudged it. He got it all wrong. And probably down to him being an absolute slow melt. You know what I mean, G-Wolf? He did try. Yeah, he tried, but he failed. He makes errors. He also got done a couple of times in the last couple of games. Don't pretend like you didn't see it, G-Wolf. You're right, CCR, the weakest link is the CDM, but I just mean in the defence. That's what I was asking. None, I think, because only conceded jammy goals, to be honest, is your absolution. Fair one. Tellum says Maguire. Liam says Maguire probably more pressure now, so he will improve, because now he's not the best. Good point. Yeah, good point. Bit less pressure on him, but also, more pressure in the sense, or more expectation for him now to go on and do it. Great there. So I just wanted to mention that. Varane talking about Maguire. I'm sure they will cement a really good partnership. But out of the two, I think Varane's better. I'm going to be honest. Okay, and also Brighton Stars, we just discussed, has admitted his dream to play in the Champions League, but is still content at Brighton. I mean, that's basically the news, guys, really, today. Bruno Fernandes' contract is coming soon, hopefully. Hopefully somewhere around about 300k a week he should be being paid. There's talks and reports that it's around about 250 at this stage, but we don't know, of course, exactly. But when that comes out, when we find out more information, when it is announced that there's a new contract signing, we will give you the breaking news as and when it happens. It could happen with Jesse Lingard. That's imminent as well. Also, Bruno Fernandes and Pogba's contract could be wrapped up soon. I think that will take its time, and maybe that'll be done, closer towards the end of the year. But wouldn't it be amazing if United just did something like this, where they just announced that they've just signed up like 3 players or 2 players. Let's say they've signed up Bruno and Pogba, and they do an announcing, like a press conference and unveiling, and they've got Pogba and Bruno sat next to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and they've committed their futures, both of them, for the next 5 years. Ronaldo's here at the wheel, all the players we've signed. It could be a real statement from the club to be like, yeah, you know what, with the daddies. So I could actually see that happen. I kind of think that would be cool. But actually, I don't know if they want to do that. They all want their moments. They want to sell shirts as well. And, so maybe do it at the same time is not the way they would do it. But that's what I would like. Anyway, So that's pretty much the news, guys. And of course, Manchester United's facilities being upgraded. Pogba contract push. Manchester United are trying to get the deal done. This is from Fabrizio Romano from the podcast Here We Go podcast. Yeah, that's basically it, guys. I've covered it. So there you go. Few contracts in the near future. Other than that, we're just linked with a few players like Kessie and Bissouma for maybe in January. But nothing major right now. It depends on what we do with other players. If Pogba goes on a free, you bet your ass we'll sign somebody in January. Definitely we'll sign somebody in January if Pogba's going to go. Or if Lingard's sold in January, or if Pogba goes in January. Because we don't know what's going on. Pogba can leave on a free in the summer. But if he's sold in January, you just don't know. Anything can happen is what I'm saying. You just don't know. Anything could happen. So there you go, guys. I'm going to duck into the live chat for just a couple of moments. Do us a favour once again, if you haven't done, if you're just joining us, do leave a like on the video. That will really help this channel out, help us compete with some of the corporations, Sky Sports, BT Sport, etc. And also some of the clickbait merchants. You might know some of them yourself. I'm not going to name them. But smash that like button on the video to help this channel out. It's all I ask. It's free to do. And yes, it does help. So thank you very much. And also sub and all that. I've said it about 4 times now. I'm not going to say it again. But do it. Do it now. Come on. What are you waiting for? Okay, right, anyway. So let's get into the live chat, see your final thoughts. You can ask me anything you want. And also, you know, it gets in there, Ms528. Thank you very much. Yeah, we need to sign Duncan Ferguson. You what, JW? 120 likes, says Rushmano. Come on, smash the thumbs up. You know you want to. Anyway, Jack Newman says, do you think we'll give a chance for Phil Jones to play tomorrow for redemption to his career at United? Well, we saw his words the other day. I do feel bad for Phil Jones. There was a time, even Fergie said it, where he thought he would go on and be a great player for this club. And I thought he would too when we first signed him from Blackburn. He was versatile. He could play DM. He could play right back, centre back. He was all over. I thought we had a talent on our hands. I really did. And I think you probably haven't seen his talent because of the injuries that he's had. He's had a lot of injuries in his career. That's hampered him. His confidence, of course, has taken a massive hit. He's had bad moments in games. He's had the fan base reaction and backlash of lots of different times. He's low confidence. I feel bad for him, man, but he's just not good enough for United anymore. That's the reality. There's no time for, there is loyalty in football, but you can't just have blind loyalty. And unfortunately, Phil Jones is not a United player anymore, in my opinion. He is. He drives his pink Lambo to trade in, and he's paid huge amounts of money. But to me, I think if any opportunity you give to Phil Jones now is a wasted opportunity that you could give to somebody else. So that's how I feel about him. Warlord, who will be Pogba's replacement? I mean, there's some links with Kessie right now. Hey, Bell691, he says, Pig, what you doing after the stream? Fancy a game of table tennis? You what? How's that going to happen, Bell? Janice says, Pig, if you remember the goal against Newcastle, seems to be a weak tackle from Verane. But after I rewatch it, was Luke Shaw's fault, even the left side. Precisely, Janice. Precisely, that's the point I was making. Even that one moment where Verane put in a dodgy tackle, he had 2 men on him. Maguire's in no man's land. He's out of position. He's lunged in, ran up the pitch trying to cut it off at source and made a hash of it. And then Luke Shaw allows the ball in from Almiron. Absolutely, yeah. So you're right, Janice. Even the moment where Varane has had maybe one error, it's not even really his fault. It's just because he's having to do the job which other people haven't done. Ted Savannah says, Jesse will stay. He is a player and a fan. With all the turmoil he has had in his personal life, I think he just wants to be happy. Great point, Ted Savannah. He loves United. He's happy here. I don't dispute. I'd be happy with him staying now, guys. I know I've said about him before. And when I mean that, I just mean he's a homegrown player and he's a squad player and he's a backup player. He shouldn't be starting in any games ever. That's honestly how I feel. But if he's around the club, around the squad, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with it. Thank you, Warlord, as long as he's not starting in games. But for games like this tomorrow against West Ham, he should start. I honestly want Jesse to start tomorrow. Reward him for his awesome character, for coming on in that game and winning us the game against West Ham in the league. Reward him for that by giving him a start against the team he clearly likes to play for and against, which is West Ham. I would start Jesse. Start or bench, lads and lasses. Jesse Lingard, let me know your thoughts. Paul Ramsey says, Batman Night fan, that comment shows exactly what you are. Oh, crikey, what do Batman Night fans say here? Let's take a look. See, controversial. Batman Night fan says, I got the away second Ronaldo United shirt. I feel happy, but giving money to the Glazers, sad face. All right, calm down, mate. Calm down. There's no need to slag him off because he caved in and got a Ronaldo shirt. Listen, my missus bought me a Ronaldo shirt for my birthday, right? I know where that money's going to. I freaking hate it, right? But it's a very, very rare thing when a moment like this happens. Ronaldo comes to the club. So, somebody buying a shirt at this moment in time when the club gets 7% or 13% or whatever it is, You know, it's not the end of the world, I think, for this one. You want that Ronaldo shirt to commemorate the season, man. Doesn't have to be real either, though. I hear your point. Doesn't have to be real. And I've always been against supporting the Glazers' ownership of the club and buying their merch because it does. I'm not sure how it's going to be used. Is that money that I'm putting into the club going to be sucked out of the club, or is it going to be used for ill means? Is it going to be used to buy players, or is it going to be used to run the club properly? That's what I've always had questions about. But you look at the money they spent this summer on players, Ronaldo, Varane, Sancho, at least you know where some of that shirt money is going to bring in a player like Ronaldo in. But behind the scenes, of course, we don't know. I get your point. Hashtag Glazers out. Anybody who doesn't buy a shirt, more power to you. I'm not going to buy one. Like I say, though, my missus did buy one. So it makes me a hypocrite just even saying that. Effectively, I have greenlit it. You know what I mean? I could reject that. I could send that back. But no, I want it. I want the Ronaldo shirt. I do. It's almost just, it's not about, it's hard to say. It's hard to discuss without sounding like a hypocritical knob. Because that's what I am in this instance. Anyway, start says Shazad, start says Kayam, start says Jonathan, start says Ted. Everybody wants Jesse to start, it seems, or almost everyone. Thank you, No Sash Dunn. How you doing, boss? Paul Ramsey says, Sir Alex Ferguson's son. Chiwa says, to be fair, Kayam, I can see both arguments. Yes, Donny isn't great, as he's not getting the time on the pitch, but also because I watched him join the Champions League, then I know how better Donny is than Fred. Donny did look really good in that Champions League game against Young Boys. Why he wasn't allowed to continue in the game or given a start against West Ham next game, I do not know. Fair play to you, Batman Knight fan. It must be around about... I think this is the last shirt that I bought, mate, in all honesty. Maybe the one after this season. I can't remember. But it's been a long time since I bought a shirt before it. So, you know, I've been against the Glazers. I've been against the Glazers for a long time in terms of buying merchandise and things like that. But it's fucking Ronaldo. You know? Ronaldo's a club legend. I want a shirt of Ronaldo's to remember it for this season, man, because it's a special season getting Ronaldo back. Vincent says, spend your money on what you want, do what you want with your own money. That's a fair point as well, Vinny B. I like your style there. I like your style. Ronaldo's a club legend, says Batman Knight fan. 007 says, can the new players gel with team before we consider buying more players that have no Premier League experience? I have never bought anything Manchester United game stream free. Well, fair play to you, 007. Fair play to you, man. Well, there you go. I mean, there you go. That's one way to do it. I mean, we do support the club. We want to support the club. I want the club to have money to make the club better, to be able to sign better players, to be able to have better facilities, to be able to have a better experience for fans. I want all that. But also, I'm not convinced with our owners that they're going to give us that, so I don't support them. If we had owners I had faith in, I'd be happy to put money into it. But so I completely respect that, because of the owners we got, just don't feel comfortable with where the money's going. I respect that. Gungshi with a 170 NT super chat. He says, cheeky PayPal pig. You what, Gungshi Leone? Dude, get in there. Come on. Let's be having you. Thank you, Gungshi, for sending me a PayPal over. You what? Gungshi just sent me 40 bones over on PayPal. You're a fucking absolute legend, Gungshi. He says, Pig, this is my cheeky contribuzione to the Telegram BB Group's amazing donatione for FIFA packs. Hope they're not all gash packs. Love to the Pig and his Hamada. Fucking get in there, Gungshi. Guys, let's get some love hearts in the live chat. He's just, you know how we had an amazing contribution from the Bacon Brigade in the Telegram chat for packs when the new FIFA comes open. Much love to you guys again for that, by the way. Absolutely amazing. Gungshi's only just got him bloody added to it. Gungshi, you're an absolute scholar and a gent and a legend. Thank you so much for that, bud. Get in there. Tomorrow's going to be a great day, by the way, guys, on FIFA. We're going to smash up FIFA. Tomorrow, 5:30, we're going to get going. I think it drops at 6 p.m. We can access it and play it then. We'll do an hour. We'll play an hour. We'll open some packs. We'll just have a pack binge for an hour. And then we'll get on and do the Manchester United watch-along. That's on at 7:45 p.m. And then after that, around about 11 p.m. or just after 11 p.m., we'll start another Ultimate Team stream for a few hours. Get our Ultimate Team going, all set up, do some loads more gash packs, open up loads more gash packs on there. And then on the next day after that, we're going to do another Ultimate Team stream, and we're also going to do a Manchester United career mode on the Thursday as well. Career mode on Thursday. So lots of content coming. Once again, thank you to all the contributors who have contributed for packs at the start of the new series. Gungshi there as well. Thank you so much for that, bud. I'm going to just leave it there, I think, on this stream, because how the hell can we top that? What a lovely ending to the stream. Kung Shilioni, you're a fucking hero. Thank you very much. Everybody else as well. All the Bacon Brigade. Big up Eddie O2. Ms528, Johnny Gallagher, of course. Gung Shilioni, Shazan Ahmed, you know, Ellie, Rushmano, Bell 6891, Kayam, everybody's, Jonathan Gallagher, Kate Cadet, I think it was his idea initially. Everybody, thank you very much for being legendary supporters of this channel and doing what you've done. Yes, career mode, Batman Night Fan, it's coming. It's coming. 25 hours and 20 minutes. Let's be having you, Bell 691. Be there or be an absolute bloody melt bag. Right, I'm gonna leave this video there. That's the United news. If you want, come back after this video's finished. Get in the not live comments. Have your say about anything we've discussed in the video about the United contracts. Do you think Pogba should be given what he wants? Should he be sold, etc.? Lingard, let me know your thoughts about him. How much do you think Bruno should be paid? I'm thinking 300k is the price. Come back after this video is finished. Let me know in the not live comments. And let me know. 132 likes. Get in there, Rushy. Everybody hit the thumbs up button before you go. If you are new, hit the subscribe, click the bell. Check out the website as well, unitedflyinghigh.com. Links are in the description. unitedflyinghigh.com to check out the website, your latest Manchester United news. And also you can follow us on social media at Flying Pig United on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter. So do give us a follow over there as well. Cheers, Scujo, One, Bell, Aaron, G-Wolf, Rushy, Miz, Batman, Warlord, Vincent, and everyone else. That's it from me. Have a great day. This is a big... I'll be back later, as I say, with some... there should be a preview. I think Eddie O2 and a couple of the legends are going to jump on and talk about the game tomorrow a bit more and some other United stuff. So keep a lookout for that later, about 7:30 p.m. We're going to be aiming to do that one, guys. 7:30 p.m. So keep a lookout on the channel later. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one. Take it easy. This is the Big... And I'll see you very, very soon. Come on then, United. We're going to smash up West Ham, by the way, tomorrow. I'm going for 3-1. That's right, 3-1. Penetrations. Joseph Adams, mate. Great to see you. Long-time channel member. How you doing? Sorry, I'm just ending the stream. But great to see you, mate. Have a great day. Gungshi, once again, love hearts in the live chat for Gungshi. Get those Bacon Brigade emojis in there. Get those super chat emojis in there, a.k.a. super chat emojis. And no, that's not even a super chat emoji, but you know what I mean. Just get your emoji in there for Gungshi there and for everybody else. And thank you. Have a good day. This is the Pig. Back later. Much love. Piggy loves you. Take it easy. When the seagulls follow the trawler, as this is because they think sardines will be thrown into the sea. Thank you very much. So